Alright guys, I'm back at Brothers Motors, man. We're getting ready to do some brakes, guys. We got this Dodge Charger in here. Wow, look like my man gonna need some tires soon too. But as far as the brakes goes, nothing technical, guys. Fairly easy. Take wheels off, take calipers off, take pads off, and last but not least, you take rotors off. But piece of advice, guys, if you're gonna do brakes nowadays, it's wise and in some cases cheaper to go ahead and replace the rotors instead of trying to resurface them. Y'all can see our pile over here. We got a brand new rotors over here. White Brothers, they had a little special going, so figured why not jump on that. Perfect Stop ceramic pads, guys. So not only are they good at stopping, he's gonna be good at keeping that noise level down. That squeak noise you hear all the time. You ever heard squeaking brakes, but you look at your brake pads and it's still good? Yeah, that's in the material, guys. So if you get a name brand brake pad, you shouldn't have that problem. Okay, so we end up getting the Perfect Stop ceramic pads along with the rotors. So as you can see, you see 4 rotors here. So we obviously doing front and rear. Okay, so 4-wheel brake job. Like I say, guys, if you need brakes or you need anything maintenance wise done in your car, I'll leave some information in the bottom in the description. But for now this is a 3.5, as you can see, okay, which means it has a timing belt on it. All right, how many of y'all own a 3.5 out there? Yes, your car has a timing belt on it, and there is a timing belt change interval on that timing belt. It's typically 100,000 miles, maybe. I like to go a little earlier, sooner, maybe 90. Okay, because this particular engine has a water pump, and the water pump rides off of the timing belt. So we tend to do them both at the same time. Okay, guys, so keep that in mind also if you have a 3.5. But now, Charger can go either way. You might have a 2.7 in your Charger. I don't know. There is no 2.7 in this car, and the 2.7 do not have a timing belt. It has a timing chain. So you have no belt worry. Although you will have other worries, such as a water pump. The old model style water pump on those cars are, they had some flaws in them, which caused them to rupture inside and leak coolant inside your oiling system. And it will appear that you have a blown head gasket, but you might not have a blown head gasket. So you got to keep an eye out on that, guys. But yes, we're getting ready to do some brakes and inspect the rest of the suspension system. Okay, most of everything I've been done on this car. I'm thinking, what, 150,000 miles? 170, 170. I've seen one as high as 200, 220 actually. So I guess you take care of them. They will hang around. This is 3.5, guys. What was some of the known problems with the 3.5 was, of course, the valve train ticking. Now, back in the day, a while back, we was replacing the whole lifter rail, the whole valve train assembly. At one point, we was breaking it down, repairing it individually, but now Chrysler has designed it to where it's one complete rail assembly. So you will be able to, if you want that fixed, if your car doing that, you just be aware. It's nothing serious, nothing major. It's not going to cause you to stop. It's not going to cause you to crash or any of that. Just know that it is valve train noise and it's repairable. Okay? So, you need any kind of maintenance work on your car, give us a call, man. Brothers Motors. We're out here in the Snellville, Stone Mountain, Atlanta, Georgia area. Okay? Specializing in the Chrysler Dodge Jeep brand, but we'll work on, as you see here, anything. This is a Ford. We're getting ready to do some oil leaks. Okay, this happens to have a 5.0 in it, guys. Now underneath, in fact, I'll display some video footage. Underneath there's quite a few oil leaks the guy wants fixed. Obviously some sentimental value he had with this truck, because when we wrote out the estimate, we thought that was the last we was going to see of it. We wasn't going to hear from him anymore, but like I say, it's obviously some sentimental type love he have for the truck. So we're going to get We give him the estimate. He agreed to the estimate, so we're gonna proceed with repairing it per the estimate. All right. So that's the way we do here, guys. If we give an estimate, we're gonna try to stick by it. Although in some cases, things arise, things pop up that's out of our control. The original estimate that we give is based off what we see, but from time to time, not often, but from time to time, that estimate will have to be altered. Okay, but if that happens, guys, you will get a phone call, and we won't just do it and then spring it up on you at the end. You will get a phone call and advice on how to proceed, what we recommend. Okay, guys, so we try to stay professional in our work and try to maintain the original estimate that we give. Okay, so have no fear. I don't know, some of those shops, they'll just add on what they need to add on and tell it to you at the end. No. We don't work like that. So, no. We don't do. I know some dealerships that do that, guys. That's not cool at all. So, guys, no sense filming a brake job. Everybody know how a typical brake job go. Just want to let y'all know what we got going on at the shop today. Tomorrow, 3/6 coming up. We're gonna have to do some, y'all guessed it, ticking noise. All right, lifter rocker arm type noise. Okay, so we will be repairing that tomorrow. And on the schedule for Monday, got a Charger with a 1500 truck coming over. He got some ticking noise. Typical Hemi tick. So we're gonna tear that apart and find out what that's all about. Likely it's gonna be a camshaft, fairly known problem. But yeah, we got a Volkswagen. That we're probably gonna tackle that one Thursday, guys. Volkswagen are coming in. He want an engine in it. Pretty basic, pretty typical. Nothing out of the ordinary. Swapping out an engine. Yes, we do those too, guys. Nothing to it. Okay, as long as we have the tools, we can do it. In fact, there's an engine host over there. So long as you can see all those engines over there, those was merely swap out. Guys, you got to understand with engine work, sometimes it is, in order to get rid of the risk, we typically recommend you replace the engine because high mileage engines bring on a lot of risk. Okay, you can repair one cylinder one day and a week later, a different cylinder fails. So we much rather cut out as much risk as possible and give you an estimate on a complete engine. All right, so that's the thing about that. Not that we have to replace the engine every time you have a problem. If the estimate dictates such, then yes, that's what we're going to recommend you do. I'll give you a perfect example. A misfire, low compression in cylinder 4. Say, for instance, we find out you got low compression valve in cylinder 4. I just pull out a cylinder. Cylinder 4. Say, for instance, we repair that. A month later, guys, you come back with a low compression in cylinder 1. Okay, y'all see where I'm going with this. It is cost efficient and risk free if we just replace the complete engine, guys. So we're very careful with the estimate that we give. All right, we make it we pretty much gonna recommend the estimate that is less risky and less cost, because to repair engine also comes high labor costs. All right. Yeah, so that's the way that works. I can't remember what that came out of. That was looked like a V8 out of maybe 1500. I don't know, but all right, guys, that's pretty much all I have for today. We're gonna finish up this brake job, and as the week progresses, I'll keep y'all up to date on what's going on. Okay, so that's all I have, guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. We're gonna finish this brake job. 4-wheel, guys. All 4 wheels. Of course, naturally, you check the fluid, verify the fluid in good condition. After that, in some cases, very high mileage cars, we will recommend brake fluid flush. That's typically, we're going to drain all the brake fluid out and go in with new brake fluid. So from time to time, you may see an estimate, see that on your estimate, depending on the mileage and the year, make, and model of the car. All right. And last but not least, guys, after any kind of brake repair, you guessed it, the test drive. You have to go test drive these cars after making such repairs. Okay. If anything is going to happen, you much rather it happen on you than it happen on the customer. That is a bad look. That is embarrassing. You don't want that to happen. So If your wheels are going to fall off, you much rather it fall off on you, in your possession. Okay? Just common sense practice there, alright? So guys, I'm gonna wrap this up, man. I have to go take care of some more business, and we'll get back with y'all as the week progresses, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.